Well, good evening, everybody. If people are here, let me have a look. Get shit set up. Evening, Deco. How are we? There we go. Please tell me none of you guys. Fair enough. Okay, cool. You didn't see that. Good. I'm glad you didn't see that. Yep, I know. I know it went, it's for something that's coming up at the very end of the race. And speaking of very end of the race, there's a said person who's just jumped in. Two people that's just jumped in. I heard one of you.
Little test.
Hello.
Yep.
Hear me. Hi.
I hear one. Hello. Incognito mode, yeah, well, it was incognito mode, but we have... Is the other one here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello. So, I have managed to somehow grab Swavi and also the two championship rivals in Tier 4. Do you want to do a couple of questions now and then do a little bit at the end, or... What do you two want to do?
Yeah, we can do both.
Can do both. We're about 5 minutes in, so it's usually when I sort of start. So, without spoiling it too much, unless, well, to be fair, people have probably seen the results by now, it's not exactly quiet. Also, I'm going to start with you, if that's alright. And then, Swavi, I'll come back to you, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So, also, well done. Well done on last night's race. When did you know this was your time to shine, or this was your moment? When did you know?
Like when I know I won the title, or...
When did you know that you were contesting for the title and that you could have it?
Like the whole season, or just this race?
Just in general. You can look at over the whole season, or you can look at it as a race.
Well, I got back to the top at the end of round 2, and I scored a lot of points in Road Atlanta. And yeah, then I just kind of dropped back into Super, but I got back eventually at Watkins, so I know I had the chance, and yeah, try to engage with the rest of the season well.
So out of all the races, all 8 races this season, which one was your favourite race? I know, a lot of racing.
Maybe? Yeah, Watkins maybe, because it was my favourite track. No, it's not my favourite, but it was just the best race, and it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of points.
So you picked the Renault RS01, which I'm not going to lie to you, I was surprised you picked that when all the cars were being revealed. How did you find it this season?
How did I find it? I kind of liked it visually. I found it was visually appealing, and I kind of tested it, and I just like the characteristics of the. It's very stable and on corner exits, and just I kind of want to try something new. Have a low top speed car again with better handling.
So at the start of the season, you and Amy teamed up, which, as soon as Amy announced her return, I think a lot of people knew you two were going to team up again. What were both your expectations at the start of the season? Was it to try and contest for a championship, or was it to try and see where you sort of ended up?
We never really set goals, to be honest. It's just, yeah, we try to race as much as we can. But I had plans, yeah, to win the championship, but I don't know about Amy, what I think, yeah.
Fair enough. What was the toughest race you had this season?
Most likely Suzuka, yeah, it was raining, and I botched the strategy, and it was a bit painful to finish 14th in the feature.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then finally, is there anything you're going to take away from this season going forward into season 16, if you race in season 16?
What I will bring with me? Yes, a lot of motivation again, because I've been waiting for any title. Right now I don't have any roles regarding driver or constructor championship, so this is a big confident boost for next season. I'm not sure if I will race Monday next season, but I surely will race esports, and yeah, it's good to have this motivation and confident boost.
Well, thank you, Otto, and again, well done for last night, which I'm not going to say too much.
Yes, I'm here.
So unfortunately, I'm not Katana, and I'm not the wizard of questions. I'm going to run through the same 6, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
When did you know that this might be the occasion, or this might have been your season to claim the driver's title?
It basically showed, I think, the first race. Well, I'd say the first race, this was really lucky, and of course the Supra is super good at Spa. I must say, I think at the second race, when I still scored very high, and it basically, I don't know what race it was again, but basically me and Otto left the field, and that was about the moment I was like, yeah, this might be better than expected. Of course, I had a bit of a backstory with ALR last season. I've raced more evil races than the whole season lasted. So I was not expecting much, and I was placed in tier 4. Last season was tier 3. So I was like, well, we'll see what we can do, and then the results went way better than expected.
What was your favourite race this season?
I must say it was probably Atlanta. I didn't win, I believe. Oh, after the penalties I won, actually. But
okay.
It was just me and Otto, we were constantly battling, like every lap. So it was one of the most fun races to do, and also I just really liked the track.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, basically Atlanta.
How did you find the Supra this season?
Oh man, when I had a bit more time, we just took a day, tested about 6, 7, 8 cars, and saw what was fastest on Spa, and what felt the best, and just went with the fastest, and we got our first pick, so that's why it came the Supra.
Yeah, you did, and I was actually quite surprised that there weren't more people that picked the Supra in the picks.
No. So I was quite happy with it. Of course, the Jaguar last season didn't really go as planned, and the Porsche was of course banned, so I had to find.
Yeah, it was. So at the start of the season, you and Moo were teamed up. Did you two have any expectations for this season?
No. We went in prepared, especially for Spa, but it showed that we had fast times, and we were, like, I think we have led the constructors since the beginning, since race 1 still the last race. So yeah, we went in with no expectation, but we were quite happy with how the first couple of rounds turned out. And then of course we aimed for the highest.
Fair enough. What was your toughest race this season?
Oh, yeah. The last 4 races, I would say. Toughest squad. This race, I must say, maybe Alsace
Yeah.
in France. It was just, for example, Otto had a lap all the tires, but by the end of the final lap, my tires were gone and he still had some. It was just not a track for me. Now the hairpin corner, we have to brake very hard, coming in spin there. But saying the most sweating track, that was Nuremberg, 100%. I haven't sweated that much in a race ever.
And finally, from me, is there anything you're going to take away from this season going forward into, again, like in Auto's case, if you race in season 16 and beyond?
I must say, maybe do a bit more practicing.
Bit more practice?
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Practice won't hurt. Well, I don't mean that horribly. You can never have too much practice, can you?
No, but maybe a little bit more. But I don't think I've managed to get pole position any round, or maybe once. So.
Let me just double check that because I can see the standings. I'll have a quick look at the standings. I need to have a look at the standings anyway because I need to get people squared up.
Just my race squad from start, but the pace, time-wise, is not there.
No, you haven't got a single pole.
No, that's why
this season.
Yeah, no.
No, fair enough.
So that's where I would like to aim for next season.
Fair enough. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me at the very start. I know it's kind of a little bit last minute, but thank you very much.
Let's get in the racing seat and start racing. So.
Yep, we shall. Feel free to stay in the party, but if you do, I will ask please to mute yourselves. If not, enjoy the rest of the stream.
Yes. See you after the race.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yes.
So, with that little mini interview to begin with over, we're going to go very into Brazil. Initially, Suave led Auto by 2 points coming into this race, but due to having a collision halfway around lap 1 in the sprint, Suave has dropped down by 4. Well, dropped down to P2 in the standing, so there is a 4-point difference going into this race. On top of that, in the constructors, there's still a battle for third, potentially even second in the constructors. So very much open for quite a few drivers. I did the math, and I think it's about 6 drivers in total it's open for. But enough talking, enough of me chatting. Let's get some racing going as we got 5 red lights as I jump back forward up to the front of the grid, and away we go. Suave's in third, Auto's in first, gets a fantastic start. So does Davy, so does Gunmad in the background. Suave potentially losing out to Gunmad as Auto goes through turn 1. Davy is getting a little bit of a nudge from Gunmad. Suave's trying to go around the outside now, makes that inside for turn 3, makes it work. Through goes Pasty. Gunmad drops a position. Davy drops several positions. As we come down this second straight, coming up to turn 4, looking further back down the grid, we got Dr. Esty versus Cherry, but further up forward, this is where I'm going to spend a lot of my time as Gunmad tries to go up the inside of Pasty, nearly makes it work. I think there's a little bit of contact, so Pasty now drops down to 4th position. Wiz is now up to 3rd, Yuri's up to 5th. I didn't go through the grid, I just realised, my apologies, as we look a little bit further back as JMS has just been booted off the track. Let's go back and watch very briefly. So all the drivers are tussling for position. We got Davy in 9th. We got JMS now attacking for 10th. What's going to happen here? Is it just going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be contact made by Gonelli, I believe. In the Audi R8. Jin is in the wrong car. as Brian's goes deep up the inside into the hairpin. So good move from Brian. Sorry, I was just caught napping because having gin in the wrong cars caught me off guard. So Brian's now up to 10th, Gumad down to 9th after qualifying a decently positioned. Davy now down to 7th after being 2nd on the grid, and going further forward, Auto and Suavi are in a league of their own at the moment. Like I said, we're going to be mainly focusing on them two. We're going to try and keep up with the rest of the packers. Pasty's got himself a 1 second penalty through some point through the lap. So Cherry, his teammate, goes up to 5th. Davi's now going to be pressuring, sorry, and Pasty looking further back. We've got Dr. Esty in 8th, Gunmad in 9th, Jim back up to 10th, Brian's into 11th, Boa in 12th, Mismo in 13th, O'Leary after having his spin down in 14th. Not his spin, sorry. Let's jump back forward as Auto's defending the inside line into turn 4. Suavi's trying to make it work for Suavi's title chances. He really needs to be ahead of Auto going into the feature. He can get away somewhat, finishing almost wherever in this race. Excuse me. As Suavi tries to move up the inside, not going to make it work. Further back, you got Wiz versus Yuri for 3rd position. We're going to stick with these two for just a moment. Let's stick with these two for just a moment. Right, no move's going to happen for the next couple of corners. Wiz is still ahead of Yuri. Further back, we got Davi. Davi's moved up the grid a little bit. He's now chasing down Cherry. Dr. Estes in 7th, Comad's in 8th, Pasty's in 9th. He's got a 3.5 second penalty. Pasty's not having a great evening at all here. Oh, we've got his Pasty's just going backwards. He's going to go even more backwards. He's been passed by Boa and Brian's going further forward. We'll stick with this group just for a moment. Let's go back further forward. Excuse me again, because Auto is being pressured by Suavi going into turn 1. Auto doing a fantastic job. Excuse me as I've got badges in the back of my throat. From defending from Suavi. Wiz is doing the same job as Yuri's all over the back of him, as Wiz has got himself a 1 second penalty from crossing a line, crossing a white line in one of the first 3 corners, going further ahead as the camera angles don't want to work, so we'll go with the onboards instead as Yuri goes past Wiz going into turn 4, so good move from him. Cherry still defending from Davi, but Davi's finally got him going through turn 4 and 5, so Cherry now down to 6th. Dr. Estes getting involved, and so is Gunmad. Gunmad's going to try and rectify the mistakes he made a bit earlier on in the race, going further forward. Wiz is pressuring Yuri for that 3rd spot. He wants that 3rd position back, going further ahead. Suavi's just dropping off the back a little bit of Auto. Let's try and find a good there. It's a good camera angle as Dr. Esty goes tight on the inside line. Can Gunman get the switch back? He gets close. He does get a lot closer. We'll stay with this group for just a moment. I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map for moves, as we've got a couple of drivers dropped off the back of this pack, so Gunman not able to get close enough this time. Let's go back forward again. I'm sorry I keep skipping. I want to try and get all the action in. Now can Suavi's straight line speed of that Renault, straight line speed of the Renault, straight line speed of the Supra get close to the Renault. He gets a lot closer, but going through turns 1 and 2, Auto seems to have the slight advantage, but not this time. Suavi's very much in the tyre tracks. He's as close as he's been for a little while. As we come down this mini straight, going up to turn 4, Auto defends the inside as he's entitled. Keeps it tight. Suavi trying to find a way around. As we come through turn 5 up to turn 6, the double right-hander of 6 and 7. Also keeping it a bit tighter. Suavi keeping it tighter than Auto using all the road and a little bit extra as we go a bit further back. Davi is now caught up to the back of Yuri, and Yuri's trying to defend from third position as they keep tossing positions. I'm going to keep jumping between these two for a moment as there's a huge lag spike going on through this corner. As we got Cherry just ahead of Wiz, just ahead of Dr. Est, who's got Gunmad right up his exhaust pipes. As further back we got Pasty, who's going up the inside of Boa, so good move from Pasty. Boa's got himself a 1 second penalty. Jin's now dropped down to 13th. He said he's going to try a different car to see issue because it's Jin. But moving on, Jin, I'm not going to move around too much with him because he did an absolute cracking job with making a decision last night. So that's probably going to be the one and the only times you hear me talk about Jin like that. As Dr. Esty defends the inside going into turn 1. Let's jump back on board with these two very quickly. Gummad's trying to set up the move. Can he get the switchback? Can he carry that momentum? The Corvette is very straight, very fast in a straight line. Can Gummad find a way through? His nose is just up the inside of Dr. Esty. Gummad's slightly better on the brakes. Does he get the move done? He does. He gets the move done cleanly going through turn 4. So Gummad up to 6th position. Now chasing down Wiz and Cherry for 5th and 4th position as we go further ahead. Yuri's dropped out. Yuri's disconnected from this race, so Yuri was in 4th position. He's now disconnected, which I'm going to say because I know what happened is Swavi just cuts a little bit of that grass off, so Swavi pushing hard, trying to catch up with Auto. Davi's all on his lonesome, and we got a huge pack in the middle. If this wasn't the championship fight, this would be the place to watch, but I want to try and watch them both. Let's stick with Swavi. Can Swavi catch up to the back of Auto? Can he close that gap at all? I'm keeping an eye on the leaderboard on the left of that big pack. Swavi's tyres are a little bit worse for wear than Auto's. Auto's starting to eke out a little bit of a gap to Swavi. Also with the fastest lap of the race, about 3 tenths of a second faster than Swavi's best lap. Now going further back, we got Cherry, who's ahead of Wiz, who's ahead of Gummad, who's Gummad slightly defending from Dr. Esty. We'll stay on board with these guys for just a moment, and behind this there is the whole pack. I say the whole pack, half the grid is behind these guys. Gummad defends the inside, forces Dr. Esty around the outside. Can Gummad keep the inside line? Can he keep the position? He does. Dr. Esty goes wide. This is now allowing Bryans to join the battle. As we come charging up the hill, Gummad defending the inside again from Dr. Esty and Bryans as we go around the double right-hander. Can Gummad keep 6th position? Bryans dives up the inside of Dr. Esty, so Bryans is now up to 7th. Dr. Esty down to 8th. Aliri in 9th, JMS in 10th, so both Ferraris doing a fantastic job working their way up. Pasty's in 11th, Jin's in 12th, Boa's in 13th, and Granelli's in 14th, going back further forward. Gummad's now opening up the gap a little bit to Bryans. He's now all over the back of Wiz. Let's jump forward again, a couple of cars. Auto's opened up a massive gap to Swavi, so I'll keep an eye over that gap. But Swavi's dropping pace just a little bit. Cherry is ahead of Wiz at the moment, who's using the slipstream, trying to defend from Gummad, who's deep in Wiz's slipstream as we go into turn 1. Further back, we got Dr. Estes under pressure from Aliri as well. Should come onto this back straight. That Gen X has got very good medium speed cornering and acceleration. Definitely accelerates the AMG, that's for certain, because funny enough I was the one driving. As we go around the left-hander, Cherry's defending, looking further back. Dr. Esty defending from Aliri, looking further back than that. Pasty's trying to attack JMS now as well. Going further forward. This group of 3 are solidly together. As Wiz is a little sideways going into the hairpin, this might offset him a little bit. Gummad's taking a tidier line. Looking at the mini-map, looks like the top 2 are the top 3 are really not close enough to have anything happen to them. Gummad's all over the back of Wiz, with Brian slowly starting to catch up. So this is going to allow Cherry to open up that gap a little bit. looking further back. Campbell's jump on board with Pasti for just a moment. Can Pasti make a move on JMS? Those two Ferraris struggle in the straight line, but is the straight long enough? As looking further forward, excuse me, Wiz is defending from Gumad. Wiz has gone defended the inside from Gumad from turn 1, so Wiz is very much under pressure now. But Wiz, using the medium speed acceleration and cornering off that Gen X, has just pulled a little bit more of a gap to Gumad. Bryans has dropped back a little bit. Bryans is slowly dropping back into Dr. Esty. As we got further back than that, Pasti is going up, has gone up into 10th position as O'Leary's gone really wide. O'Leary is taking the Lewis Hamilton approach to that corner, and O'Leary gets a half-second penalty for going wide. Going further ahead, Bryans has been passed by Dr. Esty, and Bryans also has a 1-second penalty. And further ahead than that, Gumad's trying to go around the outside of Wiz. Let's go back and watch that again, because that's something I completely missed. So Gumad gets a much better exit of going through turn 4. Let's jump on board. As this is not a place you usually see an overtake, as two drivers go side by side around the double right-hander of 6 and 7. Going around the right-hander of turn 8. Still giving each other space, still giving each other room. Now Gumad's got the inside of turn 9, and the move is complete. That is a really clean driving from both drivers. Going further back, Dr. Estes still ahead of Bryans at the moment. JMS is now up to 9th. O'Leary's up to 10th after getting back past Pasti, but it's got a half-second penalty, which the penalty line here sucks because you lose so much time going down this straight. Going further forward, Bryans serves his penalty, so Bryans is now going to drop down. O'Leary served his penalty, somehow keeps 10th at the moment, but probably not for too much longer. How close can Pasti get? How badly does Pasti want that 10th position? No move at the moment. Bryans has got himself another penalty. Or did he not serve it? I don't actually know. Going further forward, Wiz is trying to catch up to the back of Gumad. Gumad's woken up and setting that AMG very much through its paces and very much to work as Cherry goes wide going through at the exit of turn 4 and going through turn 5. This allows Gumad to straight the inside and cleanly up to 4th position. So Gumad now up to 4th. Auto's pulled away from Swavy, and Swavy's now being pressured by Davy, sorry. So Davy is going to try and gain 2nd position. This is not what Swavy needs at all, with effectively 1 lap to go. I'll catch up with the comments in a moment. Let's stay with this for another couple of moments. Let's try and get through the first couple of corners as we go on to the final lap. Swavy defends inside. Davy takes a normal racing line. This is going to offset Swavy a little bit, but that Supra's got some legs to it, so can the Supra hold off the GTR down this mini back straight going towards turn 4? Yes, it's the answer. Let's go back through quickly the rest of the grid. Gumad still ahead of Cherry. Cherry's starting to trying to close up a little bit, trying to bring the fight back. Wiz is in 6th. We've got JMS in 7th. We've got Pasti in 8th, so good recovery since lap 1 from Pasti. We then got O'Leary in 9th. We then got Bryans bringing up the rear in 10th position. We then got Jin in 11th. Dr. Esty in 12th with now a 5-second penalty. What did you do? We then got Bowitt in 13th, and then we got Granelli bringing up the rear in 14th, but I'm more interested at the moment with these 3 as Swavy has very much dropped into the grips of that GTR of Davy, so we'll follow the top 3. Coming around the final corner, well, I said the final proper corner, Swavy takes it wide. Davy tries to get the cut back. as we are going side by side up this hill. Swavi's on the outside, but he is in the Supra, so it's it is a quicker car, but we'll come back to that in just a minute. Actually, no, Swavi keeps the second position as Auto comes around the final corner to been uncontested throughout the whole race. In first position, we've got Swavi in second, Davi in third. Gunmad comes around the final corner after having a tricky sprint race to come over in fourth position. Cherry's in fifth, Wiz is in sixth. Good position from Wiz. JMS in seventh, Pasty in normal style in eighth, Illyri in ninth, Brian's in 10th, rounding off the top 10, Jin in 11th. The Porsche, Boa in 12th, Dr. Esty in 13th, so after over the line in 14th in fabulous style. So there's the sprint. Now, I will say this for those who don't know. We tried for a good long time to do a feature. We tried, I think it was about 4 different hosts in the end, and then in the end, one of the drivers hosted, and it was quite late. It was by the time every other tier had finished their feature, we just started it. Hence why everything's been so late, and hence why tier 4 didn't go up until standings didn't go up till quite late. So, having said that, we had a lot of game connection issues, we had a lot of camera issues, we had a lot of host issues. That being said, we have lost a few drivers. So, for the drivers we lost, there was 4 of them. I think Pasty was 1. Who do we lose? Let me find out for you guys. So we lost Pasty, Dr. Esty, we lost Grinelli, we lost, and there's one other that we lost as well, which I'm going to come to in a moment. Well, I say in a moment, we'll find out in a couple of laps. Now, because of that, the grid order slightly changes, so people have gained a couple of position, well, say position. So we only have 12 drivers. Because Yuri disconnected, Yuri comes in at the back of the grid, which Moo's also joined us. Moo, since we lost out a couple of people, Moo just jumped into a race with us. So, bringing up the grid, it is a very long pit stop here. It's nearly a minute's long pit time. So you don't really want to go into the pits at all this race. Now, speaking of, we've got Illyri in first. We then got JMS in second. We got Wiz in third. JMS is on the soft tyres. Interesting. We then got Wiz in fourth. We got Cherry in fifth. Cherry in fourth. Gumad in fifth. Davi in sixth. Swavi in seventh. Auto in eighth. Jin in ninth. Boa in 10th. Moo in 11th. And Yuri in 12th. So the only driver that is on a different compound is JMS. Oh, you were on softs before as the race started, before you knew it. Alright, fair enough. So you just made... Okay, so JMS made a mistake. Wasn't paying attention. Speaking of not paying attention, the game's not paying attention because Illyri's now allowed to go flat out over the start-finish line. So Illyri's got a huge lead. JMS has got a bit of a lead as well. And here comes the rest of the pack. Here comes the rest of the pack going through turn 3. Has anyone made up positions? Nope, not this time around, but did Illyri just lift down the straight? He did lift. So, Illyri did a huge lift. JMS is going to go charging through. Oh, did you two swap? fair enough. Being the gentleman. So, Leary now, being the gentleman, has basically just given up the lead to his teammate, which, to be fair, could actually work. JMS is in open air. Doesn't have to worry about passing anybody, as further back and we got Davy, Gummad versus Cherry. So Gummad and Cherry close together again. Going further back than that, Auto's got himself a half-second time penalty. Bo's in 9th, Yuri's in 10th, and Yuri's got a 1.5 second penalty as well. So what's happened to him? And Jin's now all the way down the back of the grid. So clearly I need to be paying attention in mid-grid rather than bringing it up the front. As we go through the rest of this grid, Gummad's now all over the back of Cherry. So is Gummad going to try and make a move going into turn 1? The AMG's slightly faster than the Lamborghini as Cherry defends to the inside. David's going to stay just behind and try and contest and try and pick up any scraps, as Cherry's very much offset by Gummad. Gummad taking the quicker lines as Swavy's had a good couple of corners. He's now all over the back of that GTR as well. So, Swavy does a very late lunge going into turn 4. Does he make it work? Does he make it stick? As they're side by side going through turn 5 as we go up the hill. Swavy now has the inside line for the 2 right-handers, and Swavy keeps 6th position. So Swavy making up grounds early in this race, trying to gap Auto, who's just behind. Further back than that, Bo has got himself a 1 second penalty. Further back than that, Jane's got himself a half-second penalty, and Yuri's bringing up the rear after serving his penalty. Going further back forward, Davi's all over the back of Swavy. They are words I need to make sure my dyslexia knows how to speak, as Swavy's now going to try and chase down Gummad. Gummad's still in the slipstream of Cherry. Oh, not anymore. Gummad had a moment coming out of the final corner. Somehow keeps 5th position. I don't know how he keeps 5th position. Swavy's, I think, had a moment as well, because Swavy's lost time to Gummad. Davi's now trying to contest for 6th position. Not quite going to make it work this time, so Gummad now out of slipstream of Cherry, I believe. So is Gummad going to defend from Swavy? So Swavy needs to make up all the ground he can to try and challenge Auto for the championship. Oh, it's going to be a late look. It's not going to be enough though. Not going to be enough to offset Gummad this time. So Swavy's tried to offset Gummad. That hasn't worked. Now Davi's trying to have a go at the switchback. Not going to work. Davi has a look up the inside. Not this time around. Swavy's taking a tighter line than Gummad. Going further, looking further ahead, Wiz is now caught up to the back of Illyri. Cherry's starting to catch up a little bit to Wiz, but Gummad's now caught up to the back of Cherry. So this whole pack's together again, and there's Auto. Further back, we got Moo coming around the corner just at the top of the picture. We then got Jin in 10th, we got Yuri in 11th, we got Boa bringing up the rear. We're going to stay on board with Swavy. This pack is starting to open out a little bit, but Gummad I think is going to be the closest out of everybody for a move. Let's see how the first couple of corners treat this driver as Wiz goes offline, gets a little bit squiggly. So Wiz is now going to be under pressure from Cherry. Cherry's very much under pressure from Gummad. Let's see what happens down this straight. Gummad has a look, doesn't make it work, not close enough, can't offset Cherry at the moment. Swavy's now hooked onto the back of Gummad, so Swavy made a good couple of corners. As we go round the right-hander, does anyone have a last minute look? Swavi does. Swavi definitely does. So Swavi goes up the inside, tries to offset Gumad. So Gumad now got the inside for the left hander. This is now going to slow up both of these drivers. Gumad keeps fifth at the moment. Swavi tries again. This time makes it work. So Swavi up to fifth. Gumad down to sixth after trying to defend. So now Gumad's stuck in the middle of a sandwich between Swavi and Davi, with Auto just behind as well. Let's stick with this group. And Davi looks like he's basically pushing Gumad down the straight. Gumad defends the inside line. Is he quick enough to keep just ahead? At the moment, he's just quick enough to keep ahead. No contact going into turn 1. So we go round turn 3. Cherry still trying to chase down Wiz for third position. Swavi's trying to catch up to the back of Cherry, but Swavi is very much dragging Gumad and Davi along with him. To go round turn 4. Swavi goes a little wide, so does Gumad. Davi has the best exit of the lot on one. My god, what's happened here? Swavi just lights it up on the curb and just gets just collects both Gumad and Davi. Let's go back from Davi's point of view. So both drivers go off. Gumad's, to be fair, there's nowhere for both of these two drivers to go, and Swavi's just really unfortunate coming out of turn 4 and lining it up with the curb. Auto's gained 3 positions in one corner, so Auto's going to have probably a very big smile on his face. Oh, Swavi must be absolutely gutted. He's pulling over. He must. I tell you what, if I was in this spot, I'd be absolutely gutted. So Swavi parking up on the side of the road. I can imagine just the despair that's starting to settle in. Now going around, Gumad is down to 8th position behind Moon now as well. So these two have got some time. Gumad's got some time to make up. He's got some ground to make up. Further ahead, Davi is in 6th position. Auto's made up the most spots at the moment. Further ahead than that, Wiz has got himself a 1.5 second time penalty after being passed by Cherry. Let's go back and watch that. Looking further ahead, JMS has dropped back off the pace. That's where Wiz picked up the penalty. So Wiz goes really wide coming out of the proper final corner. This allows Cherry straight through. Wiz gets himself a 1.5 second penalty going further forward. JMS has dropped off pace. His tyres have dropped right off now, and he's going to start coming into the clutches of his teammate. So are they going to bring in team orders, I wonder? So both Ferraris, are they going to do a Ferrari strategy, or are they going to be quite nice to each other? 33.2, 33.7 that last lap, I think. As we got a yellow flag for Swavi, who's still off on the side of the road. So no overtaking for the next couple of corners, which is going to save some drivers. It's going to save O'Leary at the moment, but as soon as we go past now, the yellow flags are dropped and Cherry goes straight up the inside, so it doesn't save O'Leary for long. Cherry making moves very quickly and efficiently, so Cherry now up to 2nd. Wiz down to 4th for 1.5 second penalty. Still got Auto and Davi behind him. He's going to drop behind these two quite quickly. Moo and Gumbad still having a battle for 7th. Further back we got Yuri, who's now cleared Jin. He's going to start trying to open up the gap going further forward. Wiz is now going to drop right back off to 6th and not really be able to catch up too much through the straight. JMS still goes on. He's going to struggle this lap. 33.9. and a 33.0. So Cherry, that last lap alone, was 9/10 faster. Is looking further back. What happened there? Let's jump on board with Davy in the Nissan GTR as we come up the start-finish straight. What's happened here? Oh, he's just touched the grass on entry. I thought there was a little bit of contact. No, there wasn't. So Davy's touched grass on entry. He's going to lose out time to Auto as we go round turn 3. Wiz is now going to try and start to catch up with these guys. Further back than that, we got Moo versus Gunmad. Further back from that, quite a bit further back actually, we then got Yuri followed by Jin in the Cheetah's car. May I just say, no, I'm joking, love you too, Jin. And then we got Boa bringing up the rear in the Peugeot. Let's jump back and find us a battle. Here's a battle. Here's something I've completely missed once again. Oh, JMS gets squiggly, and this is Cherry's favourite passing spot, it seems like. So Cherry now into the lead. Past JMS is on pretty much dead softs. Going through this twisty bit where you need the rear grip. You need the rear grip for acceleration and for braking. So is JMS going to lose the rear going around these next couple of corners, I wonder? Look how much grip Cherry's got compared to JMS. JMS is just sideways, going through corners where you need grip. Let's follow JMS. Yeah, the left indicator's on. He's going to come into the pits. He's going tight as he's sideways coming out of those two corners. I've never really seen a car go sideways through there. Can he keep it in one piece? He can keep it in one piece. So JMS is already into the pits on lap 7. Where's Gumad and Moo? Gumad and Moo are still having a battle for now 6th position. Does Gumad have a look? Oh, there was contact made. I think Gumad just went a little bit too deep, but into turn 1 made quite a large bit of contact actually. No damage done to Moo either. So Gumad rolls right off. Lets Moo keep the position. Moo doesn't gain a penalty either, so these two can carry on racing again. Going further forward, we got Auto versus Davy for 3rd position. We then got O'Leary just ahead in 2nd. So Auto's race is now looking really, really good, and looks like he might dominate here at Brazil. Going further back, we got these two at it again. What's happened here? Because Moo was really far ahead. Oh, Moo had a moment coming out of turn 4. This has allowed Gumad right up the back of him. Moo's tyres are not looking anywhere near as healthy as Gumad does the move up what he did around the outside to Wiz last in the sprint session, going up the inside of Moo. So Gumad now up to 6th cleanly this time instead of pushing him. So Gumad now up to 6th. Next target down the road for him will be Wiz. Further back than that, Moo's going to try and stay with Gumad because Yuri is slowly closing in. He gaps Jin, and then bringing up the rear with another penalty is Boa. And then we got bringing up the rear, but we then got JMS bringing up the rear on mediums this time on the correct tyre, if I may just add myself. There's another lovely looking livery front JMS. As JMS also is only coming for tyres, he's not coming for fuel. So going further forward, Moo trying to catch back up to Gumad, trying to potentially pressure for a pass as Gumad didn't quite get turn 1 right, which is going to offset him for turn 2 as we go around turn 3. Excuse me. As Gumad is now very much under pressure from Moo. Can Moo make a move into turn 4? Gumad defends the inside. We've seen Gumad defend the inside here before, and it's worked out well for him, and it's worked out well this time. So Gumad keeps 6th position going through turn 4 and turn 5. Gumad is using all the road and a little bit more, trying to gain the speed, trying to open up that gap just a little bit. Gumad with slightly better corner speed and a lot more tyre than Moo. Look at Moo's front tyre compared to Gumad's, and Gumad's just opening up that gap through the bends just a little bit. Going further forward, O'Leary's now dropping down into Wiz. So O'Leary has been passed by both Davy and Auto a lap or so ago. Was that Davy's just found the grass and decided to become a lawnmower for this occasion? So can O'Leary defend fourth position from Wiz? Wiz tries to go around the outside. O'Leary defends the inside. Wiz with a slight speed advantage. I'm going to go back to this camera angle. Yeah, Wiz with a speed advantage goes around the outside of turn 1 of O'Leary, but Wiz goes a little deep. O'Leary's got the momentum. Camera angle change, thank you. Can O'Leary keep up with Wiz, as Wiz has got a really quick car going through the medium speed corners, but O'Leary's got slightly better brakes, I believe. No, not able to make anything happen in turn 4. So Wiz keeps 4th position. O'Leary's now dropped down to 5th. Further up ahead, we got Davy pressuring Auto for 2nd. So both drivers have got about the same sort of tyre life as each other. Auto and Davy have also got very similar lap times as well. Now further ahead we got Cherry, who's just doing Cherry things and controlling this race at the moment. Trying to set consistent lap times. Mr. Consistent at the front at the moment. As further back we've got Auto trying to defend 2nd position from Davy. Auto's got a great final sector. Great final couple of corners. He's opened up that gap to that GTR. Going further back, we got these two fighting it out for 4th position, but that Gen X car is just great mid-speed acceleration, just takes off from O'Leary. So O'Leary now struggling to try and keep up to the back of Wiz. Further back, Gummad. What's happened to Gummad? What did he do? Gummad got himself a half-second penalty after... What? So, Moo got back past Gummad. Moo got back past Gummad, got half-second penalty, his teammate caught right up, and I believe he just let his teammate straight through. So, teamwork from the two AMGs again. Now Yuri's gone straight up the inside of turn 1 of Moo. So a fantastic move from Yuri. Yuri keeps the position as well. Moo stays out on dead tyres as well. Now we are on lap 11 of 26, so nearly at the halfway mark of this race. Now I believe I'm correct with this. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, you are more than welcome to correct me. However, I believe in this tier, in tier 4, the only cars to have scored a 1-2, let alone back-to-back, are the two AMGs. I believe. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, by all means correct me. However, the two AMG drivers trying their hardest to try and get back together. So Gummad's now chasing down Moo again. We've seen this happen once. We've seen these two go into turn 1 once. However, can Gummad keep it clean into turn 1 this time? As we go around the final corner, Gummad's not close enough to pressure, but he's got the better traction. He's got a lot better traction than Moo. So this is now going to be a traction and acceleration race. Up the hill, around the two left-handers and down towards the back straight. Moo's got the longer and the faster legs for certain, but Gummad has a lot better acceleration and traction coming out the final corner. Let's jump on board. Moo showing the straight line speed of that Supra, defends the inside line. Gummad switches last second to the outside line as there's a little bit of contact again as Moo's just a little bit slower due to his tyres going through turn 1. Gummad again showing the better traction and the better grip. compared to that Supra. The Supra's front right tyre is pretty much gone as Gumad lines up his favourite move again, going up the inside of turn 4. His favourite defensive move, favourite overtaking move at the moment. So Gumad up to 7th position. Further ahead, Yuri is in no man's land on his own. Further ahead than that, O'Leary's now behind Wiz. Well, still behind Wiz, excuse me, but just about keeping up. Further ahead, Davi's starting to reel in Auto a little bit, and Auto struggling to reel in Cherry, who's got really good tyre life. Let's stick with these two for the moment, as O'Leary is really close to Wiz. What's Wiz's tyres like? A lot worse actually, but O'Leary's rear tyres are worse. And as we've seen with both the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris, rear tyres are going to be their Achilles heel. As O'Leary gets a really strong, powerful exit coming out of the final corner as we head down the start-finish straight. I don't think O'Leary's going to be close enough for a move into turn 1. No, not this time, as the cinematic camera angles are not giving us fantastic views. I might look as something different as Gumad's into the pits early. So Gumad into the pits early, going to try and undercut a couple of cars or maybe even his teammate up ahead of him. Now through goes Jin, who stays out. JMS stays out. Anyone else coming? Well, Boa came in the previous lap from the on lap 10. No, lap 9/lap 10 from the looks of things. So Boa staying out in the moment. So this is going to drop Gumad quite a way back down the grid. Is this going to set everyone else off though to come in? So Gumad came in at the end of 12 and the start of 13. He thinks he can get a set of mediums to last 13 laps, which from the looks of things a lot of the drivers are going to try and do 12 laps on the medium tyres. Going further forward, Cherry's just opening up that lead. I think Auto's had a slight issue over that over the last lap or two. Let's just have a look. No, he's just dropped off pace a little bit. So Auto coming up in really tight, having a really tight line. Who stays out? Davi stays out for a lap. So Cherry and Auto comes in. So Davi's now the new race leader on track. Going further back, O'Leary finally gets past Wiz. Let's go back and have a look at that. Or did I just miss-see something? Let's go back from here, because I think I might have just misseen something. Unless I'm mistaken. Oh no, I'm very much mistaken. Wiz just goes really wide going around the final corner. O'Leary had to back out of it. Wiz is taking a really wide and high line, so O'Leary now up to 4th. Wiz now down to 5th, so O'Leary back up into the top 4. Yuri's in 6th position, did start last, all the way down in 12th. So good race from him at the moment, as he comes into the pits as well. Here comes Jin. Jin comes in, JMS obviously stays out. Moo comes in as well, so where's Gumad? Gumad coming up to the final corner now. I'm going to follow Gumad for just a moment, so I want to see where he comes out in relation to Moo and his teammate. I want to see how strong the undercut is, and I'm wondering, does he manage to jump anybody? So Jin's only just starting to fill up now. Yuri's nearly at the end of filling up. So Yuri's just finished filling up. There's Yuri just on the right hand side as he spawned at the end of the pit lane. Does he even catch up to Wiz, or does he get close? So Gumad able to come out with the undercut ahead of his teammate. As there goes Gumad, and here comes Yuri. So the undercut's kind of worked for Gumad, as he's now closed the gap to Wiz. Now going further ahead, Auto's managed to reel in Cherry this previous lap. Where's Davi? So Davi's just coming to the pits now. We're going to stay with the net. No, we're going to stay with the net P1 leader. Excuse me. As we come round to the left hand, as we come up to the final, the proper final corner of this track. I know I keep saying the final go. Cherry's going to have a bit of breathing space going down this straight. Where does Davi come out compared to these two? I thought I was supposed to be coming back to the pits for a second. So Davi's finished filling up. There he is on the bottom right of the map. He's just gone around the left-hander, now going down the hill. Can Cherry get past him? The answer to that question is probably going to be no. Actually, he might. Cherry might get past. As we got a fight for the net one in the lead, Cherry with the momentum gets past Davi, so Davi gets the undercut on Auto, not quite the undercut on Cherry. Cherry with 1 lap old tyres and 1 lap older tyres than Davi, but Davi's got the freshest set, but they are cold. As we come up the hill, round the right-hander, not able to go around the outside, around the outside this time as Cherry defends the inside. Auto's stuck in with this group as well, so we've got a battle for the net 1 race, P1, net P1, excuse me, I can't speak English tonight. So Cherry leads at the moment, both drivers behind him trying to find any sort of advantage. Further ahead, JMS is going to keep going for another couple of laps, as we're going to ignore JMS for just a moment. We're going to focus on these three. I'm not probably going to jump on board, because cinematic camera angles I don't think are going to be any good going through here, as it also gets sideways again coming out the final corner as we go charging up the hill. Let's jump on board with Davi with the quicker car down the straight. Cherry already defends the inside line as he comes out as well, so he just about leaves a car width between the white line and him. Cherry stretching the rules of defending to the absolute limit, does leave a car's width, and crucially, so there is nothing really Cherry did wrong there in my view and in my opinion. As we come down this second straight, does Cherry defend? No defence shown. As we got 10 to go in this race. Davi trying everything possible as we go around the 2 right-handers. Cherry defends inside on the hairpin, feels like he has to defend. It's going to offset him though. Davi's going to try and drive it around the outside, not going to work. Is he going to get the switch back? He gets a much faster exit, tries the inside, doesn't make it work. Was that? I don't think that was a nudge. I think it was very close to a nudge. Auto's dropped right off the back of these two, so it is just a straight fight for the net race lead. Cherry with a very strong exit out the last corner. Davi not so much, but it's not too much of a bother because he's got the slipstream and the faster car down the straight. Further ahead, JMS is still going out and still going strong for the next couple of laps. Cherry keeping it tight through turn 1. Davi taking a different line, trying to offset Cherry. Gives Cherry a little nudge, which is going to open up that gap. It's going to give him a little bit of breathing space for a couple of corners. Let's go back through the rest of the grid as Wiz and Illyria are having a battle for 5th position. Going further back than that, Gummer still in 7th with Yuri behind him in 8th. 2 AMG drivers going to try and just overall pace wise catch up. We got Moo in 9th, we got Jin in 10th, we got Boa bringing up the rear in 11th. Let's jump back to the battle for the net race lead. As Davi tries to go round the outside, he nearly makes it work. He's got a much better exit coming out the first of the 2 right hand hairpins. Cherry defending inside again, doing a lovely job at defending, sitting in the middle of the racetrack when it counts, moving when he needs to. Cherry didn't get the exit he was after. Davi still with him. These two got the same sort of exit. Going further back, Auto's now being dragged in, and here comes in comes JMS. So JMS is now going to drop way back down the grid because he's got tyres and fuel to get, but we're more focused on the battle for the lead as we come down the start finish straight. Cherry defends the inside. Davi goes around the outside, can't make it work this time. I'll come to the comments in just a moment. Go around turn 2. There's a little bit of a nudge. And go round turn 3. JMS just drops down all the way down to 8th position on the leaderboard at the moment. Around turn 4, he's dropping them. He's probably going to come up just ahead, or just with Moo actually. So let's just stay on board with Moo for a moment. And there's JMS on the left hand side of our screen. As JMS now drops behind Moo, is he going to drop behind Jin? No, Jin's way too far back. So going further forward. And 2 AMG drivers starting to reel in. Wiz and O'Leary going further ahead. The battle for the lead is very much underway with 8 laps to go. Auto goes a little wide, carries a lot of speed. Davy has to get on the brakes a little bit so he doesn't go into the back of Cherry. That's going to compromise his exit, and here comes Auto with a slight more momentum. But now the straight line speed's coming in. As who goes where as Cherry defends the inside, Davy goes around the outside, Davy breaks a little later, Auto gets completely sideways, touches the grass. So we'll leave Auto out of that for just a moment, we'll stick with these two. As we come around turn 3, down this back straight, is Cherry's going to do an early defence. Cherry's going to defend really early, going all the way to the left hand side again, squeezing out Davy, still allowing him just enough space to go around the outside. Davy nearly has the switchback. Cherry's trying to pinch him out, but Cherry crucially has the inside line. Keeps it tight, keeps it tidy. Davy can't get the switchback he's after, or the inside line. Cherry defends inside. Davy now gets the switchback. Cherry has the inside again. Fantastic defending from Cherry, but fantastic attack from Davy as through goes Davy for the lead. As Cherry tries to hang it around the outside, can't do it. So finally, after what seems like an eternity, Davy in the GTR goes through for the lead. But it's not done yet because, well, it's going to be done actually because Auto's got a 1.5 second penalty. Never mind. So Auto going to be out this picture for a little while now. So Auto very much out of this picture for a moment. I'll keep an eye on what's going on further back. Wiz, what's happened to Wiz? Wiz has just dropped. So going further back, oh, Wiz has just gone really wide through the double right-hander. And here comes Gunmad. Wiz just does leave Gunmad some room. Gunmad goes straight up the inside on the hairpin. So good move from Gunmad. Gunmad now up to 5th. This now, Wiz is now under pressure from Yuri as well as we come around the long left-hander. Can Yuri make the move? No. He does stick his nose there though. Wiz struggling on the exit, struggling on traction. Can Yuri try and hang it around the outside? He's trying, he's not going to make it work this time. So Gunmad very much ahead of Wiz. Wiz has got his mirrors full of the other AMG, the very silver and shiny AMG. As we come down the start-finish straight, is there going to be a move for a turn 1? There is going to be a move for a turn 1. Can Yuri get it stopped? He can. That's a lovely move from the AMG driver. As can Wiz respond? Can Wiz try and get up the inside of Yuri? Yuri already defending the inside, forcing Wiz around the outside. Wiz has got slight speed advantage. Yuri giving him space. Yuri defends the inside, keeps the position. Wiz goes wide, keeps it flat. Is he going to pin? Sorry, is he going to get a penalty for going off the track? If he does, I think that's unfair because he didn't really gain anything and he just outbrakes himself just a little bit again and drops right off the back of Yuri. No, he doesn't get a penalty. Good. I think that would have been incredibly unfair had he gotten a penalty. So, Moo Still ahead of JMS at the moment. JMS is chasing down Mu in a very interesting livery. I've just noticed what's on the back screen of JMS's Ferrari. Not sure if Ferrari would approve, but Ferrari's not here. They can't tell you what to do. Now, going further forward, I have just realised something and I've been a complete moron and missed it. Cherry is now back ahead of Davi, so I think Davi's had a penalty. Looking at that lap time. Yes, Davi's had a penalty on that previous lap, so Cherry's now back ahead. Fair enough, it is a Brazilian. I mean, yeah, you gave your car a Brazilian. That's the best way of putting it. Now Auto starting to catch back up with this top three. Currently has the fastest lap of the race. ALR's in fourth. He's being very much chased down by the two AMG drivers in fifth and sixth at the moment. Wiz is in seventh, trying to catch up, trying to keep up with the two AMG drivers, but I think they're just a little bit too far ahead. Does he make the corner? He does make the corner this time nicely. So going further back, we got the Brazilian versus the American in of Mu and JMS as we go around the double right-hander. Let's jump on board actually. I'm going to stick with this view because I don't know if we're going to get demonetised. I'm going to stick it safe as we got a Brazilian flag on the front left of this Ferrari. Mu defends inside. Can JMS get the better exit? Mu's tyres are starting to drop again. So if you look at his front right here, starting to drop, whereas JMS obviously has very, very fresh tyres. He came in on lap 17 for his second stop after messing up to begin with, and starting on soft to compounded tyres. Mu's going to hold on for the moment. I just want to jump forward to the rest of the pack and just see if there's anything going on. Excuse me, there is something going on. We got Cherry versus Davi again. And Davi gives Cherry a little push coming up at the exit of turn 4. Seems like these two just seem to be glued to each other the whole feature race at the moment as Cherry defends the inside. Davi gets a really good run. Tries to go around the outside. He's going to do what he did again, but this time he's going to try and do it around the outside. Is he going to make it work? No. Cherry keeps the inside line, keeps the better corner. Cherry's trying to really trying to defend that position. He's doing really well at the moment. Both drivers are giving each other space and respect. Cherry just about keeps the position, but it's probably not going to be for too much longer. And here comes Auto. Auto's now in this as well. Don't spin out, don't spin out, good lad. Auto keeping it in a straight line for the first time with these three drivers, it seems, on lap 22. Comes out the final corner around the left hand going up the hill. Chooses to take a slightly tighter line and stick on the slipstream. Maybe Auto's playing the slightly longer game, sticking back just a little bit and just enough, which is sensible as Auto's going a little sideways. Now goes really wide, so let's jump back further forward as we got Davi going up the inside of Cherry. Cherry wanting that inside line, not going to be able to get it. And both cars seem to be even on pace. Cherry brakes a little later. Can he hang it around the outside? Davi gives him the space. Cherry gets the better exits. Davi goes a little squiggly coming out of turn 4 as now Auto's back in with this group. So we've got 3 to go. Auto has to just back out a little bit as he nearly collided with the GTR driver of Davi. As further ahead, Davi's all over the back of Cherry again. Cherry defends inside. Davi's last minute sweeps around on the outside, trying to open up the corner. Now let's have a quick look further back. Gumlad's closing up on the Leary. Yuri's got a 1.5 second penalty, which is going to keep him clear of Wiz, I think it is, as JMS is now past Mu for 8th position, excuse me, going further forward. Davi's all over the back of Cherry. Is Cherry going to defend inside? He's going to have to defend inside. He does defend inside. So it's going to allow Davi to offset him. No, Cherry's actually made his defensive move. He's now coming back to the racing line. Now Davi taking a slightly tighter turn 1, tighter turn 2, keeping the speed. He's grabbed the momentum against the Lamborghini as Auto goes around. Takes too much curve, as we'll come back to that in just a moment. Cherry defends the inside line. Right, let's go back. What did you do? You've had a really good race. What did you do? Or you just... you kept it on the curb and kept your foot in it. Fair enough. I mean, it's your last race in this car, so you may as well do some celebratory donuts whilst you can. But here comes O'Leary. So, O'Leary's now gone up to 3rd. Auto's now down to 4th. Can Gunmad capitalise? No, Gunmad's a bit too far back. So, Cherry... excuse me, as we've just... right, so... after witnessing Auto's premature celebrations, I should say, Cherry goes really deep and really wide, which just allows Davi straight through up and up the inside. So Davi now back ahead in P1, Cherry's still in P2. Still a fantastic result from Cherry, regardless if he sticks in this position, but we will see what happens over the next couple of laps. As O'Leary's in 3rd, it's a really good day at the office for him if his rear tyres can hold on. As Auto's now down to 4th, being very much chased and hunted down by Gunmad in 5th position. He wants a top 4. He wants a top 4. He's looking at every opportunity. Auto's a little squiggly. Can Gunmad get up the inside of Auto? Does he have a look? Not this time around as we get around the final corner. Excuse me, I think Auto's just eking away a little bit. Auto got the better exit than Gunmad this time around. Further back, Yuri's keeping Wiz at bay at the moment. So Wiz trying to chase down Yuri for 6th position. JMS is in 8th. We got moved way back down the grid in 9th with a really low down tyre. We got Jin in 10th. Potentially could catch up Moo here. And then we got Boa bringing up the rear in 11th. Still on the lead lap. So this group has just opened up a little bit. Was that Gunmad's got half-second penalty, so Gunmad's gone wide, coming out the end of turn 4. So this is going to put his chances of top 4 pretty much out on the penultimate lap. Look, Wiz for 6th position at the moment. I think these might actually be the 2 closest drivers on track, apart from these 2. So keep an eye on both groups. Let's stick with Auto for just a moment. Let's see if he can do anything. Auto, can he catch up to O'Leary coming down this back straight? Sorry, I'm trying to multitask here, and it's not quite working the way I think it is. Going further back, Wiz is caught right up to the back of Yuri. Right, so let's go further forward. Let's see where the race leader is. He's got about half a lap to go. As Davi has shown again what a good driver. Well, all of the drivers in all the tiers are good, are quick, but Davi has shown today that at the ring he won both sprint and feature race. He's very, very nearly won at the sprint, and he's gonna win here in the feature race as we come up the hill around the final two little corners. As Boa makes the final lap as well, and here comes Davi to take victory here at Brazil with Cherry with his best result of the season, very nearly first podium, his first win in ALR. But a fantastic race from both those drivers. We got O'Leary holds off Auto in third, Auto in fourth, Gumad in fifth, with Yuri just holding on to sixth position. We then got Wiz in seventh, good result from Wiz. We got JMS and the Brazilian coming over in 8th. We then got Jin coming around the last corner for 9th. So Jin managed to get past Moo. So Jin comes over the line for 9th position. Moo comes over the line in 10th. And then around comes Boa. Around the final corner, Boa comes charging up the hill. Around the last corner for the final time, bringing up the rear in tier 4 with that lovely looking Peugeot is Boa for 11th position. So, with Swavi unfortunately having a really unlucky and unfortunate couple of quarter turn 4 a little while ago in the feature, this means that Auto is going to be our tier 4 champion with 27 points to spare. So congratulations to Auto, and well done to Auto for winning his first championship and not bottling it at turn 1 like he did a couple of seasons ago. We then got Swavi in a very well deserved and respected second position, brought the fight to Auto all the way to the end, but unfortunately didn't get quite so lucky. We then got Yuri in third position in the championship standings. We then got Davi in fourth, and we got Cherry bringing up the top 5. Going over to the constructors, it is a Toyota Supra victory with 317 points. 17 points behind them, however, is the Renaults with 300 points in second, and then the battle for third has been won by the AMGs, currently by 7 points. This is all post-Stewards, or pre-Stewards, excuse me, and I haven't seen any reports thus yet. Well then, that's tier 4. I did just hear someone turn on their microphone. I believe that might have been one of you two still.
Yeah, that was me. It was an accident.
It's okay. Well, both of you two.
Congratulations.
Both of you two, congratulations. Well raced. Both of you two. It's been a hell of a season to not only watch, but also have the privilege of racing with you both. Auto, finally you have a championship.
Yeah, it's really cool. Sounds like it.
I thought I'd slide a little. I was going to say, I thought I'd slide a little cheeky Monza comment in, but it's only a little cheeky one.
Well, Harder, well deserved. Well deserved. It was.
Thank you. Yeah, you had a
really great season.
Yeah,
it was great racing with you. Sometimes I saw you on track a lot, and other times I didn't saw you at all.
Yeah, it's funny how we meet.
Yeah. Well, it's been a real good season. I managed to stay in to complete mine, and to race with you and the whole tier. It's been a real good one.
Yeah, it was a good rivalry. You would have deserved it too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. In the end, the second half, you were were faster, but I was just still having the points.
Yeah, I think I got a little more, I made a little less errors, I think. That's why I caught up, I think.
Yeah. Correct. I think my last real good race was Sardinia. And then it is went all downhill.
If it's alright, I will for just a moment. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, you two, for joining me this evening, and also for answering silly questions, because I've got nothing better to do with my life. And very well done to the pair of you. You both raced incredibly well and incredibly respectful as well. So well done, both of you. Thank you very much, everybody else, for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Bye.